Chapter 10, The World Beyond. The world on the other side of the archway pulsed with a strange, wild energy. Every leaf shimmered with an inner glow. Every breath tasted of storm and smoke. The air itself seemed thicker, denser somehow, charged like a storm about to break. Decima stood frozen, her senses overwhelmed. It was the same forest, but not. Older, wilder, alive in a way that made her skin prickle. The ground beneath her boots pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. The trees whispered, not in words, but in a low, ancient hum that buzzed in her bones. Daniel stood beside her, hands shoved deep in his pockets, a crooked grin tugging at his lips. "Looks like we stepped into some kind of fairy tale," he muttered, his voice low, almost amused. But his eyes, sharp and glinting, watched the shifting trees like he expected them to attack. Or maybe he wanted them to. Decima barely heard him. A warmth flared in her chest, deep and low, like a coal sparking to life. A whisper brushed the edges of her mind. Soft, steady, not quite words, but a knowing. "Siren. Her breath hitched. It wasn't Daniel. It wasn't her own voice. It was something else, older, deeper. A guide wrapped in the heat beneath her ribs. The path ahead was narrow, almost invisible, winding deeper into the woods. Strange plants lined the trail. Some glowed faintly. Others turned toward her, their leaves curling as if curious. The air grew heavier with every step she took. Her skin tingled. Her fingertips sparked. Her heart raced, a wild, untamed beat. Daniel kept pace beside her, his grin sharpening as the tension built. "You feel that?" he asked, voice low, eyes narrowing. "That charge in the air? It's like standing on the tracks, waiting for the train." Decima shot him a look, heart hammering. "Why do you sound like you like that?" He shrugged, stepping in closer. "Because I do." And there it was. His recklessness, his edge. He wasn't afraid. He thrived on the danger. A sudden crack split the air. Decima gasped, stumbling back. Her hands ignited, veins glowing gold and amber, the heat searing up her arms like molten fire. Sparks leapt from her fingertips, snapping in the air. "Shit," Daniel breathed, his grin faltering just for a moment as he took in the sight of her, lit from within. Dangerous, burning. "You're on fire, Decima." I can't stop it," she stammered, panic rising in her chest. Her breath came in shallow gasps, the heat building, crackling, threatening to tear her apart. Daniel grabbed her hands, not gently but firm, steady. His skin against hers sparked, the air between them buzzing like a live wire. "Breathe. Don't fight it." He was close, too close, and there was a wild light in his eyes. "Let it burn, Decima. Just don't let it break you." Her eyes burned. Her veins felt like they might split open. And then, the dragon's whisper. "Soft, steady, let it flow. Let it breathe. The fire is yours, not the other way around." Decima closed her eyes, the heat roaring in her ears, and let go. The fire surged, then settled. The sparks dimmed. Her breath slowed. The glow in her veins faded to a warm, steady pulse. Dangerous, yes, but contained. She opened her eyes. Daniel was still there, holding her hands, his breathing ragged. A slow, crooked smile tugged at his lips again, half wild, half awed. "Remind me to stay on your good side." Decima let out a shaky laugh, the tension still thrumming in her blood. "What if I lose it again?" Daniel leaned in, his voice low and wicked. "Then we'll burn the whole place down together." The heat between them was almost unbearable now, heavy, charged, electric. But the dragon's presence was there too, steady, waiting, watching. Decima felt it. The fire wasn't gone, it was waiting. Siren was waiting. "We need to move," Daniel said, glancing toward the shadows, the reckless gleam back in his eyes. "I don't fancy being here when whatever made that noise shows up." Decima nodded, her pulse still racing, the fire still whispering beneath her skin. Her choice was made. There was no turning back. And somewhere in the shadows of the forest, something watched. Waiting.